Hello friends, welcome again back to another tutorial. How you all doing, guys? Hope you're all good, guys. So today I want to show you how to make this very beautiful and stylish dress. Now this one is for a child and I'm jealous because I definitely want to rock this one as an adult. Very beautiful one. Without wasting much time, guys, let's get to the drawing table. Let's do this. So this is the African print that I'm using. So beautiful, and of course I have my working tools as well. So I'm just going to set this aside so that I will get to the cutting process. Now, what I have here was 1 yard. 1 yard. I'm just measuring 1 yard. Yes, 36 inches. Then I went ahead to measure half yard, which is supposed to be 18, but I added extra 2 inches to it. So a yard plus 20 inches. That's exactly what I have here. And you know this print comes by the length of 45, right? So because of the pattern that this comes, I just wanted to make sure I know how I'm going to fold this following the pattern. I wanted the flowers to be going upward. Okay, so I had to place it like that. Okay, yeah, so if you're working with a fabric with pattern, you want to have that in mind. So now once I have my desired place where I want to put my pattern, I went ahead to fold it into four. Folded it into two equal parts first, then folded it again. So I have this word folded into four, so you can see this. So that's the edge there, I just have to trim it off, okay, because I don't want that to be visible. So once I trim it off, so this was going to be my startup line, okay. Now the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to indicate 1.5 inch. So this 1.5 inches is what I'm going to use for my elastic casing. So I'm going ahead to mark that down. Although when I open the fabric, I'm still going to extend the lines, okay, because I need it to be visible both the front and back. So this is going to serve as my elastic casing, okay. Now this outfit, if you look at it, it's more like what, an off-shoulder outfit, okay. Now in order not to get confused, I went ahead to fold in that 1.5 inches, so we can now start drafting. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to place my tape at the 4 inches mark. Remember, this is like an off shoulder. So this 4 inches what is representing the strap that we're going to be attaching to it. Okay, mind you, this is for a child for about 12 years old. So placing it at the 4 inches mark, I indicated what my marking at 12. Okay, I indicated my marking at 12. Okay, so you can see from 4 to 12, that is like 8 inches in length. That's what we just marked here. So I went ahead to mark a straight line. Now this line here, this length of 8 inches mark represents what, our sleeve length. Have that in mind. Now on this line, I will now put in the body circumference. I went ahead to put in the bust circumference, which was 26. I divided it by 4, and that's 6.5. So I marked that down. I also added extra 2 inches as well, just for ease, for the sewing and also for ease. You can see that now. Now what I'm going to do now is to get the desired length of this dress, still placing my tape at the 4 inches mark. Then I went ahead to indicate the desired length that I'm working with. I actually want it to be at the length of 34. So I just added extra 1 inches for the hemming, so that made it 35. So it was 35 I marked it. So this totally depends on what you want. Remember, I said this is for a child of about 12 years old. So going ahead to trim this out now, you can see what we have here. Okay, so now on that lowest part, I had to put in the hip measurement, which was what, 34 divided by 4, that is what, 8.5. You can say I added 8.5. So the extras I have there, I'm going to use it all. So it's going to give me what, that A-line effect. You can say I have about 5 inches extra. So if you have more, you can also extend it. This one just gives it more volume, okay, but 5 inches extra was enough. So you can see me taking it now from that chest line all the way down there. Now to eliminate that sharp edge by the side, I just went up by about 2 inches up there, you can see, and I'll go ahead and create a curve. So this is just to eliminate the sharp edge by the side, okay. Although this is usually optional, but it's usually good when you take off the sharp edges. So this is what we have, and guys, it's done. We're that simple with the side drafting there. You can see what this looks like. So you can see this now. So now I'm still placing my tape at the 4 inches mark. I now indicated 13 inches. So this represented what the half length. You can see I'm making a line on that half length line there. That's the waistline. And so this is where I'm going to be putting what my elastic again on my waistline, because the elastic comes at the top and also on the waistline. So that line represents it. So I'll just go ahead now and what cut this out. It's that simple. So cutting down from the lowest part there, you can see cutting through the down, then through the side. So when I was cutting up, I just remember, oh, I wanted to attach a pocket. So I had some space to do a cut together pocket. So I had to stop. So luckily I remembered fast. So from that waistline there, I just went down by 6 inches. So this 6 inches is more like the pocket opening, which is okay for this child. 6 inches there. You can see me marking that down. So all I need to do is just to make an outward curve, just like you see me doing. So this is giving me what my cut together what pocket. So you can see how this is. So this is just easy. We don't need to start attaching what a separate pocket. And that's it, guys. So I just went ahead what to continue cutting through those curves, and that was it. You can see how simple this is. And of course I cut through the straight line down there, and that was it, guys. That was it. You can see this is very, very simple. So went ahead to slit that side open because we have it folded, so just have to separate it. You can see this, guys, and we're done with the gut draft. And this is how this is looking right now. You can see, and having in mind that the front and backs are the same. So what I did now was to extend those lines. See the line on my waistline there? I had to mark it on the other side so it will be visible, and also what the top line, which is the 1.5 inches casing. You can see. So now that I've done that, now all we need to do is to start with the sewing process. Now the first thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and sew the side, just like you see me demonstrating. Sew on those side there. You can see this. I'll just quickly finish that up. So once I'm done, this is what I have. You can see I've sewn it. I've also cleaned up, the rough edges there. I had to weave it in. And of course, once I was done, this is what we have. So the next thing now is to create my casing. Create my casing. So those lines that we have at the top, the 1.5 inches line, is going to make it easy for us to, create our casing. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make sure that I fold directly on those lines. See, once I've achieved that, then I just make a tiny fold inward, then I'll go ahead and top stitch all the way around. By the time you're doing this, you just have to leave about 2 inches space somewhere at the center, any part. It doesn't matter whether at the front or the back, where you'll be passing the elastic through. Okay, yes. Then on the other side, just that part that I'm just demonstrating, you can see I'm spreading it open. I'll go ahead and make a tiny fold in there. So that one is more like the sleeve opening. That's where the hand is going to pass through. You can see, so I'm just trying to make a tiny notch there, because that place is curvy, so that it will be very easy for you to make that fold there. You can see what I'm doing. So just go ahead and make a tiny fold and run a straight stitch there. So I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. You can see that. So I'll go ahead and spread it open. You can see what I'm doing, but I just want to make sure that I give it a notch at that curvy edge there, close to the pocket. You can see that. So just give it a tiny notch in, about 0.5 inch notch. Then once that is done, you can go ahead and spread it open. You can see the part I'm sewing. Just make a tiny fold twice there and run a straight stitch, and that will be it. So I'll go finish this up now and also create my casing, then I'll show you the next step. And when I was done, guys, this is what we have. You can see I've created my casing for the top. You can also see I've hemmed that sleeve opening part. You can see that. Yeah, so that is in place. So we're going to be passing our elastic through the openings that we have here, and I'm using this 1 inches of elastic. So you need to measure the shoulder of this person, whoever the person is. Just measure around the off shoulder. Okay, so for this person was 34 actually, so I had to take away 4 inches. Yes, then I'm cutting out 30 inches for the elastic. So mind you, there's room for adjustment. When you fix it and you feel that it's a little bit loose, you can always make an adjustment. But before I fix my elastic casing, I have to fix the before I fix my elastic on the top casing, I have to sew the elastic on the waistline. So I'm making use of this 0.5 inches elastic. Okay, so it's on the waistline, so I'm using the waist, circumference for this. I just work with 26 inches, and I took away about 5 inches. Okay, so because we are sewing it separately for the front and the back, so you have to split your elastic what into two. So you can see 26 divided by 2, that's 13 front, 13 back. Then I now took away like 2 inches from the elastic. That's why I have 11 inches. I hope you understand. Yes, so but like I said, there's always room for adjustment, right? Yes, so you can decide to work with 11. Well, when you sew it, you feel that it is loose, you can just make it to be 10 inches. So all I need to do is to sew on top of this elastic. As you sew, you drag. As you sew, you drag. At the end of the day, it will bring everything together. You do the same thing for the other side, but mind you, of course, you have to spread it open, just like you see me doing now. Just sew on top of the elastic. When you sew, you drag. When you sew, you drag, and it just brings everything together. So I'll go finish all this up and also fix my top casing. Then I'll come back to show you. And when I was done, guys, this is what we have. You can see how beautiful already this is looking. I've fixed the elastic on the waistline, both the front and the back, and also at the top there you can see we have attached the elastic there. You can see how this is looking right now, right? Yes, so what I need to do now is to go ahead and attach my strap. But before I do that, I have to get the center marking on that top part. So this is the strap I'm going to be attaching. This is about 3 inches in width. That's what I have here. When I measured it was 3 inches. So all I need to do is just to make my fold 0.5 inches on both ends, and will give me about say 1 inches in width strap. Now remember, it was 4 inches we were taking off, right, when we were cutting our off shoulder. So we had to add like 0.5 inches to that, because we'll be sewing it directly to the dress with that 0.5 inches. So that's why I have 4.5, right? All right, so now what I will do now is to fold this top part into two. We're just folding it into two so that we can get the center marking. You can see what I'm doing. Just fold it into two like this, get the center point. I'm chalking it down. And so from that center point, I'll measure 3 inches apart. Just 3 inches from that center point to one end, and from that same point to the other end. You can see what I'm doing. So you do this for the front, you also do this for the back. Okay, yes. So that's it. So like I used to say, there's room for adjustment. By the time you attach this and you feel that you need to make your adjustments, feel free to do that. Okay, yes. So this varies for different body sizes. Okay, yes. So now going ahead to place my strap, you can see from that 3 inches mark away from the center, I just place my strap. I'm using my pin to hold it down. So we're just going to sew with that 0.5 inches extra, and on the same thing on the other side. You can see this, just place it and hold it down. So all I need to do now is just to top stitch. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side as well. Just make a stitch 0.5 inches on that point like so, and of course repeat the same thing to the other corresponding parts, okay, whether the front or the back. So you can see as I'm using my pin to hold it, and that's just it, guys. So even holding it with my pin, you can see this is already ready. You can see this. So I'll just go ahead and make my top stitch, and that will be it. So once that is done, now I can now turn it all to the wrong side. Just make sure you align everything properly. Then I'll go ahead and join the side. Okay, so just from that waistline, you can see our sleeve opening is there. From that waistline, just run through the pocket all the way straight down, and repeat the same thing for the other side. Okay, and once that is done, finally go ahead and hem the end of this dress. And that will be it, guys. So I'll quickly finish up this now. And when we are done, guys, this is what we have. This is so beautiful. Like, I really love this one. You can see the sleeve opening. You can see how beautiful this is looking. And of course, you can see the pocket, the waistline, everything what is in place. Just like I said, I definitely want to make this one for myself. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. And I hope you find this one helpful. Don't forget to subscribe subscribe. Don't forget to like, share with your friends, share with your sewing communities. I'll really appreciate this. Like I used to say, don't just watch and go. Please go forward to what support me by just sharing and sharing. This will go a long way to help this channel. Thank you so much, guys, for always doing this with me. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.